It is Monday night once again, and we are in the Madhouse with the Maverick Soul Hour with Tommy Marr. And tonight, folks, we got some special people in here tonight. But as usual, before we get started, I want to just talk a little bit. First of all, I want to thank my guest last week, Baron Mizuraka, who was the vampire. And all you people, I mean, I can't believe how many people tuned in to watch that show. He was amazing. Best hair I ever seen. 5 foot long hair this guy had. 26 years he grew his hair. Amazing show. So, Baron, thank you. And just a heads up for him, he'll be at the Revolution in Amityville on Halloween. So check out that show. It's an amazing show, and he's a good guy, and we at Madhouse support him. So that's about it on that. Also, I just want to mention a gig at the Blue Parrot on November 30th. New Dawn will be there. Check them out. Amazing band, and wanted to give them a shout-out. So stay tuned for that. This week, we got some special people, like I said, here tonight. And I know all my Woodstock people out there that are watching. We even have somebody from Woodstock here playing, too. So little surprise for you guys. My people's up at Yazga's. And we're going to go to a little quick break. And then I'm going to come back, and I'm going to introduce you to one of the most awesome bands on Long Island, on the East Coast, actually. And they are ready to go. And you're going to have an amazing interview and an amazing performance by these gentlemen. And we're honored in here in the Madhouse to have them here. So hang tight, get yourself right. We'll be right back. You know where to be on Monday night. All right?
Are you planning an event and want to include entertainment, but you're not sure where to turn?
Act1Entertainment.net has provided over 1,500 events with quality, affordable live entertainment at private parties, corporate affairs, festivals, bike rallies, and more. Act One will fit into your budget. They're friendly, reliable, and do all the legwork for you. They take all major credit cards. Log on to Act1Entertainment.net for a free, no-obligation price quote, or call 631-758-3505 for a brochure.
You'll be happy you did.
Welcome to Formula Auto Wash, where every day is a great day for a car wash. Open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Sundays 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Detailing packages for every budget, starting out at $29.99. 100% hand wash and detail center. Hogshair and microfiber brushes and mitts. Proudly using Ecolab Blue Coral soaps and waxes. Formula Auto Wash has served the community for over 30 years. Senior discounts all day, every day. Ladies' Day Wednesday, $3 off any wash. Early bird discount Monday through Thursday till 9:30 a.m. Check out our website, formulaautowash.com.
This is Beth.
Hi.
Oh, congratulations. When are you due?
I'm not pregnant.
Oh, look at that. Excuse me.
You're totally thin.
You look very sexy.
For life's bleachable moments, all it takes is 3/4 of a cup.
We are back. Already, my guest is eating all the Fruit Loops or whatever that things are. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special treat for you tonight. We have Mr. Kerry Kearney in the house tonight.
Yeah.
With his band.
Oh,
and,
sorry.
And like I said, for all my Woodstock people out there, he's into psychedelta. So, Kerry, it is a privilege to have you guys here.
We're so glad to be here. Thank you so much.
I'm honored. I just would like to start.
No, we are honored. Wait, get that straight. We are honored to be here tonight.
That's right.
Thank you.
Cool.
Thank you, Sorry.
I just want to introduce your band, and we'll take it from there. I have a feeling this is going to be an interesting interview, so we're going to. All right. On drums, Mario Staiano.
Please stand up, Mario. Stand up.
Yes. is standing.
He is standing. Thank you.
And I won't even say the other thing with the other thing, but. And then we have Jerry Sorrentino on bass. My man over there, I've heard nothing but
Jerry.
unbelievable good things about you, and
Thank
you're a
you.
good songwriter too.
Don't
I heard
believe any of
I
it.
actually listened to one of your songs on the way here in my car.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
terrific.
awesome too. I mean, really good.
That's
cut.
being prepared.
And then for all my Woodstock people out there, Mr. David Bennett Cohen, who played keys, which he's playing keys with this band, and he also played keys for Country Joe and the Fish, and many, many other people. I've actually even played with him on a benefit out in
I'll
North
play
Shore
with
somewhere.
anybody.
That's, if you play with me, you play with anybody. That's
Just
true.
proves it, right?
So, Kerry,
Yo.
you have been a monument on Long Island for quite a while. Oh, and before I even get to Kerry, I want to say that every one of these members in this band have been inducted into the New York Blues Hall of Fame, which is, come on, I mean, it doesn't get a lot better than that. You got to be a damn good player to be inducted into that thing, and all four of these gentlemen are in that Hall of Fame. So that is awesome. So, Kerry, going back, take me back to the beginning of your adventures on Long Island.
Way back. It all started at a 50,000 watt thing. What was that one? You got to help me, boys. You got to help me here. I'm on the spot.
No, I mean, what
was
what
12
age did
watt.
you
No,
really
I got
start
you.
playing?
I started playing guitar I was about 10. I always wanted to play since I was about 4, seeing the Beatles on TV and stuff like that. And I was playing guitar one day, trying to, and I was listening to the Layla album, actually. And my brother came in with a B.B. King album called Live at the Regal. And he put it on for me, and I said, wow, it sounds like Eric Clapton. He says, no, Eric Clapton sounds like him. So that really turned me on to the blues. I was about 12 or so when that happened, I think. And I started getting into the whole thing like that. It was pretty cool. And not realizing that when I was watching PBS one night, I was looking at David, and I didn't realize he was at the Monterey Pop. I was waiting for Jimi Hendrix to come on, and there's David playing. I didn't notice until later on. It was him, but yeah. But that was pretty cool, too.
That is
Very influential, this man over here.
Well, he didn't know me, but he knew I was there.
right.
Yeah,
Well,
I
I
didn't
didn't know you, and I knew you were there too.
I didn't know he was here.
Are you here?
I don't know. Am I here?
I was there, now I'm here. That's what it is.
And there
Who's
you
down
have
there?
it.
Jerry? Jerry's here,
Jerry,
too.
Jerry's
Hi,
here.
Jerry.
I'm here.
But
So-
now you have been playing on Long Island for. I mean, I've seen you around. I can't even count how many times I've seen you, and you still have the power, the draw of people. What makes? I mean, are you in agreement with me? There is massive talent on Long Island. Massive.
Oh, absolutely.
It's-
Yeah, absolutely.
I think
all
it's
over
the
place.
mecca of the world.
Yeah,
actually.
yeah,
I
it
really
really
do.
is. You know what's great about it, too, is that a lot of people, there's a big audience, too, which is great. People don't realize that. They try to say there's no scene in different places.
Right.
But I feel like there's a scene everywhere. I mean, Long Island's made up so many little towns, and if you go out to Kansas, there's like one little town, and it's like 100 miles away from
Right.
something else. Here, it's everywhere.
Right.
So we can play in Levittown one night or something, and we can play in Patchogue the next night, and the people will congregate in each different areas, which is great, too.
Yeah, the only thing
So there's
about Long
always-
Island is that, like, from the difference between the '70s and now with the finances in the clubs are not,
Yeah, a little bit of that.
it's a little tougher.
Our friends, I don't call them fans, they're all friends of ours.
Yeah,
pretty much.
I agree.
And they're very, very generous with stuff like that. They all have T-shirts, they all have CDs of ours, which is great. And if we can make them happy, that's our goal. Whether it's the money situation is one thing, but as long as David's with us, we're always going to be okay. Right, David?
Absolutely.
Well,
Your Mario is sitting here, I'll be saying, as long as Mario's with us, far out. As long as Jerry's here, whatever.
I know you didn't say this earlier, but Mario and Jerry were the rhythm section for Savoy Brown. That's
right,
For
right.
about
I just had
10 years.
Arnie Goodman
what?
just called me to go see them. Last I couldn't go in to see him, but I was supposed to go see them.
Arnie.
Yeah.
Oh, Arnie. Oh, my God.
Mr. Goodman.
That's
Mr.
Yeah.
Goodman.
Good.
I don't know, Goodman.
With the baseball
Good man.
hat.
Yeah.
Yep. Is that what we were doing?
So now you have played with many, many people. Who are some of the most
When I was in my 20s, I played with Marty Ballin with his Jefferson Starship. I was with his band for about 5 years. I went to California. Had a bad relationship back here, and a friend of mine said, come on out here and come back and, hang on, whatever. And I went with, previously I went with a band from here about a year before, and we played before the Starship. And after we played, he came up to me and says, oh, hey, great guitar player. I thought he was being nice. So I went back out there again. A roadie friend of mine who worked with him said, come on out. So I went back there, and he said, hey, the kid's here. You want to come over and play? So I went over there, and and jammed a little bit. And he said, listen, I'm going to bring some songs back the next day. You want to jam with me? I said, sure. So he came back the next day, and we played a little bit again. He said, I'm going on the road for like 3 months. You want to come with me? So I moved my stuff there. I didn't go home for 5 years almost.
Wow.
So that was the thing, yeah. That was a lot of fun.
On the road.
On the road. This is a long time ago. Actually, I'm 53 now. So that was, I was about 27 or something like that. I think it was. I was a kid.
I wish I was 53.
I don't.
Way back when.
So, David, you played Monterey Pop. You
Yes.
played the biggest shows ever. What's your infamous moment in your mind, in your heart, in your soul? What's your favorite thing that you've done?
I don't think I can talk about it here. You mean music?
Anything you want. This is internet, man. You can say whatever you want.
Could it be the Maples?
Could be.
The Maples, right?
Maples.
Maples?
The Maples.
Yeah.
Last week. That's right.
No, actually, Monterey Pop was the best gig I ever played.
Yeah.
Up to that point and since then.
And that was actually the turning point from folk to electric, really. I mean,
Well, maybe commercially,
right.
but the San Francisco scene started with, well, they were playing folk songs.
Right, but I'm
We
saying
were playing
at
folk
Monterey,
songs.
like even the Mamas and Papas, it kind of ended it for them, really. Right? I mean, more with Hendrix and the Who and
I think it still kept its core.
yeah. Well, I mean, the core is always going to be there. I mean, I still love that.
I'm
but,
not sure I understand.
Well, going from like folk rock.
Oh,
You know,
to
it
electric
was a
and this whole
turning
thing.
point,
Yeah,
a
turning point,
massive
yeah.
turning point,
oh yeah.
without a
Okay,
doubt.
sure.
I mean, because it was.
I'll
like
tell you what, you tell me and I'll tell David. Go ahead.
Thank you.
But that's such a monumental thing to be a part of. That you can
Yeah, I'm
actually,
very-
I mean, it's
yeah.
history. I mean,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
its history will never go away. It'll never go away. Just like Woodstock
Monterey
or
Pop
anything
was an
else.
amazing,
Yeah.
amazing concert. It was an amazing concert. It just brought everybody together. All the San Francisco bands, all the LA bands, the Blues Project from New York, Butterfield. It was Otis Redding, Ravi Shankar,
Yeah, I mean, the
Jimi
mix
Hendrix.
was
It was like incredible, and none of the bands sounded any good. We were terrible. The only bands that sounded really great were Otis Redding. The Otis Redding. We were standing backstage, a bunch of us, and just sort of talking. And this music starts happening, and we're still talking, and sort of the conversation, our feet are tapping, and we're moving around a little bit, and the conversation sort of dies off. It was Booker T and the MGs. And then Otis came out. It was incredible.
But he really kind of lost the crowd, right? They were kind of like leaving, and then when he went into his really strong stuff, he drew them all back.
Oh, I don't recall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true. That's what happened. They kind of like were dispensing. They were leaving, and like what's this? And then all of a sudden he started playing. I mean, he lit up the stage, and like they all came back. I mean, it was a big thing. He was an amazing performer. Amazing.
Oh, Otis was great.
Oh God, he'll never go away. Never.
Let's
So,
hope so.
but that's your what you think is your
Yeah, Monterey,
biggest,
but
greatest memory of.
it's there's no one memory.
Yeah.
It's been like Jerry said, it was what a long, strange trip it's been.
Yeah.
And every time I play, I enjoy myself,
Yeah.
especially with these guys. But I really each time is new. Of course, there's some clubs that are not so great,
Right.
and some club owners that are not so great. But for the most part, I would say pretty much every time I play, I enjoy myself.
Yeah, well, being in a band like this too. I mean, like on Long Island, he's so well known that he always does draw. So it sure makes things a lot easier too. Mario,
Yes.
how did you get involved with this crazy group here?
With this group? Well, I've known Kerry for since the late 30s, early 40s, I think. I was working with a blues artist, Sam Taylor, at the time, and we were doing shows, together. at certain times. I always had my eye on his guitar playing. I mean, he definitely. I've been blessed to play with some of the best, I think, guitar players, and Kerry, you know, just caught my ear immediately, and I always thought he was a slide guitar player. And I remember one time we did a show at I think it was the Val Levitt, and I heard him play guitar for the first time, and it was like, man, you know, it's a whole nother thing, you know.
Yeah.
And his technique. Were you going to say something?
No, I went like this.
Oh, well, okay.
I do this once in a while. It's on my arm. I keep going like
Well,
this.
how do you feel about that, Kerry, that you're known as the greatest slide guitarist east of the Mississippi
can't.
River?
That's terrible.
Well, but that's only part of it. Like
Just-
I
I
say,
agree.
mean,
That's
he
all.
shreds a regular guitar too.
No, but I was going to say the first time we played together, you and I, it was at the Pepinell. It was Frank and Donnie.
wish I could remember
and
that.
Frank Aldrin. and I didn't know I didn't know. Actually, that was before we played with Sam and stuff.
Really?
It was prior to that when we got together because
I feel like I'm at a tennis.
we came there. And what was funny was my old bass player came in, and we had the gig, and it was our first show together, pretty much playing. I had met them at the old Long Island Brewing Company, and it was a little jam going on over there. So we got together, and I said, "We need a drummer. You know, let's go play a gig." So he got a hold of his brother, great guitar player, Donnie Slenza. If you don't know who he is, he's fantastic. It was him, Frank, and Frank called you, Mario.
Oh, wait, I do remember
Yeah.
that now.
This is like 16, 17
see
years
that
ago.
light bulb?
Long
Well,
time
you got to
ago.
pop it to the front.
17 years ago.
I remember that.
So I get there, I go in, and the owner comes over to me, and I wrote with Donnie, Frank's brother. It's hard to really catch. You can rewind this and listen to it later. And so the owner comes up to me and says, "What's this about free food?" and I said, and Donnie looked at me and said, "That's my brother, you know." And so I found out that he's a real foodie. Which, I mean, we're all foodies.
Connoisseur.
A connoisseur of foodie. But that was the first time we played together.
Yeah.
Up at Elm.
And
Who's a connoisseur of
Huntington.
food?
one
He
of the
is?
things about growing
No,
up
no,
on Long
Frank.
Island
Right, right.
was that you're right. The amount of the level of musicianship
Amazing.
was like just incredible.
In all different
The
facets.
sad part about it is that there's so many great ones that people aren't. That's why we do this show.
Yeah.
You know, to give these people a shot. You know, the Amber Ferraris and, you know, anybody. You know, I mean.
That's what I was going to mention that, actually. The Amber, you have, I mean, great, all different types of music, which is
Right,
great, you know what I
right.
mean? Like that. And not only in the blues scene. The blues scene's really, the blues scene has a little bit of a, it's kind of held down a little bit in a certain sense. I think people don't really realize what it is.
Right.
They think
I
it's
agree.
like, it's for some reason the younger people have this idea of like it's jazz or it's art or it's not the new thing or it's not.
Well-
Once on every car commercial, there's a blues song going on or it's that.
Well, if you're in a club with the soccer moms and that, they kind of, you know, they don't really.
What we try to do is we try to put a little bit of a beat to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We do play blues music, but it's like we kind of fuse it together with a little more of like a danceable feel to it, which would
And
be
that-
kind of like everybody would kind of like. also.
That's one thing I've never understood. They will use that blues music to sell cars, sell everything.
Viagra.
But yet, you know, it's all the way on the end of a dial.
Right.
You know, it's very hard to find unless you go down south and
Right.
you know, in the Midwest. Sometimes you find some good blues stations, but it's just it seems to be just something that's used.
Well, I think
To
there's
sell,
also, too,
but-
on Long Island, there's, I feel there's a lot of blues, but then there's the level of the players, too. You know, I mean,
Well,
there's guys
yeah.
that say, yeah, we're a blues band, you know, but are they, you know?
Well, a lot
this-
of people jumped on the bandwagon.
Right.
You know, when it became very popular.
Right.
Uh,
I think it actually.
When was that?
Was too much at one
When
point.
it well, actually, guys like B.B. King. I mean, when my first experience with him, I was a kid and I was a little, you know,
Verklempt.
snooty about it. You know, like I was into like
Right, yeah,
jazz,
yeah.
Parker, Getz, things like that. You know, so the British thing wasn't happening that much for me. And all of a sudden, one day, I picked up this album with a watermelon on it, and it was Mississippi Seed. And the first cut on the album was "Nobody Loves Me But My Mother," and she could be jiving too. And I said, this man has something to say.
Yeah.
And since then, and then even BB did the right thing, because I think a couple of albums after that he did live in London, and he had Keltner on drums and Ringo played
Right,
on it.
right.
And I thought that was such a smart move for him
Oh.
at that point, because those guys were looking at him like, man, he's a god.
Right.
You know, and
he's still out there.
it's
Still out.
amazing. Last week we just saw him, and he had such a smile on his face after
I've
that
seen him
show.
many times. I agree.
I mean, he even said he had such a good time that show, and to be in his position and still enjoying things like that, it's like such an inspiration.
I mean, what is he, like 80, 90?
88.
88. He turned 88.
88.
88 a couple months ago. He turned 88. Yeah.
That's
88.
amazing.
And he
I mean,
can
he's been a
still
diabetic
rock.
his whole life, and he's still going, man.
He's still playing.
going.
And he played all night. He just
I know,
played and
I
played
know.
and played
I've
that
seen him
night.
so many times. Now,
Last
Jerry, how did you get involved in this project?
Mario called me. Actually,
I've known him since he was 17.
I've known
I guess?
Mario since I'm like 16, and we, like early 70s.
He still breaks my chops for
And,
breaking his chops.
And
That's why you're still friends.
They,
Hey, I
threw
guess-
they threw me right in the studio. Him and this other guitarist, Frankie, threw me in
Frankie
the
Carr,
studio
right.
like right away. And that's pretty much how I started with with Mario and everybody. But then with Kerry, I mean, it was like just to listen to Kerry play is just, he does some things that he just pulls things out. When you think you've heard everything, he pulls something new out.
Right.
So it's great to listen to. It's
That's
just-
why he's the
it's a
draw
great
he is.
feeling.
Now, so from my understanding now, this is now your solid core band, right?
Absolutely. Yes, definitely.
That
It took a while to find this, actually. It's funny. I was with another band for about 15 years, and it's kind of like a marriage. It has its ups and downs. You really got to give a lot. You got to take. It's really something. People don't realize, like it's like the Beatles, I guess you'd say. It's everybody has their own little personality and this and that.
I've
and
been
it
in a
gets
million bands, I know.
Let's hope so. There you go. But it's when people think that way, why isn't the band together anymore? Why is this blah blah? But it's like, but having these guys, very professional, unit, I think it really makes a lot too. And we're all, I think, on the same boat. We're all in the same spot of what we want to do musically.
People don't realize how hard it is to get that, And I always use the Stones as an example. I mean, you could say when you take them individually, they're not the greatest in the world, but boy, when they're together and they're still going, but I mean, how many bands are together that long? I mean, that is a very, very rare thing. Because like you said, I mean, the Beatles, they were fighting, constantly.
Yeah.
I mean, and it seems like you guys are all kind of like souls from the same place, and that means a lot. The chemistry is, I think, 90%
At this point, we've
of the
seen
game.
just about everything.
Yeah, right. I mean, yeah.
Nothing is.
But that's the kick. That's the kick. That's what makes it so good, because you're all relaxed. You've done it all. You've seen it all. You've been to it all. And now let's go have some fun, but let's have some real fun, and really from your soul and from your heart.
And that's where it
and
comes
people,
from.
That's
If it's not
exactly
coming
right.
from there.
And that's
If you're doing it for the money,
if you know anything about
You're gonna be
music and
very
you walk in a
disappointed.
club, you could tell immediately
Right.
that these guys are from here. I
Yeah.
mean, you could tell immediately. There's no question about
Well,
it.
that's
And
what
I mean,
Well, what's funny? People have asked me before, are you guys from Mississippi or something? But it is what we
You
play.
don't.
It's funny.
Well,
But
you know.
but
I'm from the
somewhere else?
South.
Well, because
South.
most bands in
The
Long
South
Island are usually
Bronx.
fist fighting on the stage.
What's
or
up?
something
Yeah,
anyway.
whether it's we're playing, with BB King at Paramount last week, we played. It was fantastic. Actually, it was a great time. Whether we're there or at the Crazy Beans over in Miller Place, which is a small little coffee house, which we're doing this Saturday. Actually, it's going to be a lot of fun. It just we're always right on, and I'll leave the same feeling. I'll go home and I'll be psyched, and I'll be awake, and I'll be.
But
like,
that's
wow, I had a
that's
great
what
time.
the best part about it is when it's in here and you can take it home with you and it stays with you a few days. That's
I always know it's good when David's smiling. When I look over and David's smiling when he's playing, I know we're doing good.
that's
how we
one
know.
of the things that you pick up from B.B. King, too.
Yeah.
I mean,
Absolutely.
that is exactly what keeps
Absolutely.
him going. If it
Absolutely.
wasn't for that, he would have probably given up a long
And I
time
could
ago.
also talk about other guys that are great musicians that I go to, and I mean, I sit there, I want to go to sleep, and they're just, they're
Well,
great
they're
on the
probably
record,
just doing it
but
for the-
live,
Well, they're probably just doing it for the money at that time. Maybe their soul isn't into it.
Or maybe they've been
I'll-
on the road for
I'll
3
talk
weeks
after the
and
show.
they're tired.
Yeah, day in and day out, it could be a little bit. Could get a little like that. It could
Yeah.
take a while.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think it'd be a tough life. I mean, I was in construction for 40 years, over 40 years in New York, building the skyscrapers. And believe me, you want to see a tough job, you go in and do that. I'd rather go out and hit the stage for an hour a night or something like that.
Oh,
No,
absolutely.
no, yeah. I know
Well,
what
you
you're
see, but that's only like 5% of it.
Right.
The
No,
other 95% is hurry up and wait, sitting in
everything.
airports,
Without a doubt.
getting to the hotel at 2 o'clock,
Without
and having to
moving
get up 4 to catch a 6:30 flight.
Moving
Without a doubt.
stuff.
But it all boils down, like Kerry just said, that when you're out there and you walk off, and it's
That's
in you,
that's
and
where
you-
that's where the enjoyment
that's
comes
what makes
from.
you live, man.
Yeah.
That's what makes you live. That's what, and the people who came and see you. You know, I mean, like there's so many concerts I've gone to that are still with me. Like I can remember every note, the people next to me, what was going on. You know, that's what it's all about. You know, just making the people feel what you're feeling.
And taking them away from their day-to-day
Absolutely, and especially
problems.
nowadays. I mean,
even
let's
if it's
face
only
it.
for 10 or 10
I agree.
minutes, 15
And
minutes.
that's what pisses me off a lot about people when they go to a bar and it's a $5 cover. Where can you go for $5
I know
and
what
listen
you're
to a
saying.
band like this,
Exactly.
or the many bands that are on Long Island? I mean, you know, and they're complaining about $5, right?
No, they'd rather spend 500 on a ticket.
Exactly. Yeah, you got that right. Well, listen, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back. We're going to give you some dates. We're going to show you some CDs. We're going to talk a little more with the boys here, and then we're going to get up on that stage, and we're going to see these guys rock it. So hang in there. You with the Maverick Soul. We'll be back in a moment. Hang in there. Stay tight.
This is Beth.
Hi.
Oh, congratulations. When are you due?
I'm not pregnant.
Oh, look at that. Excuse me.
You're totally thin.
You look very sexy.
For life's bleachable moments, all it takes is 3/4 of a cup.
Guys, ready for the show? Yeah. Enjoy.
For professional motorcycle transport and towing, think Kickstart Fabrications Motorcycle Towing. Proudly serving all of Long Island, we feature expert handling and 24/7 service. So send a limo for your toy with Kickstart Fabrications Motorcycle Towing.
We are back with the Maverick Soul right here in the Madhouse, and I got the Kearney Band in here. And let me tell you something, I'm really excited about listening to these guys, and I know you guys at home are too. But before we even do that, first of all, I want to run off a couple dates that they got coming up. And so on November 1st, they are in the Electric Cafe. Is that correct?
Eclectic Cafe.
Oh, Eclectic. I'm sorry.
That's a radio program, actually, out in the...
It's a radio. Okay.
88.3.
Okay. And November 2nd, they're at the Crazy Beans.
Crazy Beans over Mill Place. Yes, it's
Okay.
a lot of fun, yes.
November
Acoustic.
5th, they're at the Crazy Beans.
Oh, you know, I'm there. I'm doing a guitar workshop there.
Oh, cool.
Everybody can bring their guitar down and we can have fun.
And a fun place to play, I played there many times, the Sunset Grill on November 9th.
Yes.
In
love it.
Massapequa. The 16th, they'll be in Islip. What is that?
Oh, Tremay.
Tremay?
That's a new jazz blues club. It's excellent.
Oh, yeah,
Fantastic.
I never heard of
You gotta
that.
go there. You gotta go there.
Is it really new?
Oh, yeah. Just opened a couple months ago. Yeah.
Okay.
Excellent.
And you can go to his website and check out his shows, and believe me, when you see them play, you're going to go. And but while I got you here, I want to talk about a couple CDs, and they can get these CDs on Amazon or
You can get it actually on our. You can go to our website. You can go to iTunes. It's on a lot of different. We went with the Orchard. So if you go into orchard.com, Orchard
So
is the distributor.
the site that they should go into is
Either on our website, KerryCarneyOfficial.com. You can get it there. the actual physical CD. If you want to download it, you can go to iTunes.
Okay, cool.
You do it like that.
All right,
yes.
that's one.
And
Cool.
at our shows. Always at our shows.
Yeah, at every show you can pick up the CDs. This one's called Got Slide Guitar. And then we have one here called The Ghost of Psychedelta. Very cool name. Very cool. And then Mr. David, we have Cooking with Cohen. Mr. David Ben and Cohen. Pick these CDs up, and then Kerry also has a book out called The Psychedelta Monologues, which I definitely cannot wait to read this. So pick these things up. Where can they get the book? Same place, go to the website and see.
Yeah, pretty much the website at our shows, yeah.
Very, very cheap price, too. Check it out, okay? So check those things out. Pick them up. He's got the gigs coming up, and we're going to I think we're going to hit the stage, and maybe we'll take another little break, and then you guys ready to roll?
Sounds good, yeah.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back with the Kearney Band right here live in the Madhouse. So get ready, get tight. You know what I'm talking about. Hang in there, and we'll be right back.
When your cable's on the fritz, you get frustrated. When you get frustrated, your daughter imitates. When your daughter imitates, she gets thrown out of school. When she gets thrown out of school, she meets undesirables. When she meets undesirables, she ties the knot with undesirables. And when she ties the knot with undesirables, you get a grandson with a dog collar. Don't have a grandson with a dog collar. Get rid of cable and upgrade to DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV. When your cable company keeps you on hold, you get angry. When you get angry, you go blow off steam. When you go blow off steam, accidents happen. When accidents happen, you get an eye patch. When you get an eye patch, people think you're tough. When people think you're tough, people want to see how tough. And when people want to see how tough, you wake up in a roadside ditch. Don't wake up in a roadside ditch. Get rid of cable and upgrade to DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV. When you pay too much for cable, you throw things. When you throw things, people think you have anger issues. When people think you have anger issues, your schedule clears up. When your schedule clears up, you grow a scraggly beard. When you grow a scraggly beard, you start taking in stray animals. And when you start taking in stray animals, you can't stop taking in stray animals. Stop taking in stray animals. Get rid of cable and upgrade to DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
That's the spirit. We are back in the Madhouse with the Maverick Soul right here. And ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege and my honor to present one of the best bands ever to play on Long Island, the Kearney Band. So here we go. Stay tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I go out walking down the street, some pretty mama starts breaking down with me, start breaking down, yeah. Yeah, please stop breaking down. Yeah, bust your brains out, baby. No, it's gonna make you lose your mind. Yeah, when I go out driving in my car, baby, you know, pretty mama, not gonna get too far, start breaking down. Please stop breaking down. You gotta bust your brains out, baby. No, it's gonna make you lose your mind. We'll go driving, baby, in my car. You know, pretty mama, not gonna get too far, start breaking down. Yeah, please stop breaking down. You gotta bust your brains out, baby. No, it's gonna make you lose your mind. Ah, come on. We'll go out walking down the street. Some pretty mama starts breaking down with me, start breaking down. Yeah, please stop breaking down. You gotta bust your brains out, baby. That's gonna make you lose your mind.
Yeah. Woo! Oh, Louise, you're about the sweetest girl I know. Oh, Louise, you're
You're about the sweetest girl I know. Maybe walk from Chicago to the Gulf of Mexico. Yeah, Louise, why don't you ride on home? Yeah, oh, Louise, why don't you ride on home? I done had no sweet loving, yeah, Louise, since you've been gone. Ah, come on, David. You ride on home. Oh, Louise, why don't you ride on home? Well, I hadn't had no sweet loving, yeah, Louise, since you've been gone. Kerry Sorrentino. David Bennett Cohen. angel. Love the way she spreads them wings. Got a sweet little angel. Love the way she spreads her wings. When she spreads her wings around me, she brings joy to everything. Asked my baby for a nickel, gave me a $20 bill. My baby for a nickel, yeah, gave me a $20 bill. My baby for a drink of liquor, she gave me a whiskey still. David. Love the way she spreads them wings. Sweet little angel, love the way she spreads them wings. When she spreads her wings around me, she brings joy to everything. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Woo!
Woo-hoo. I'm gonna take it up. That mean old dirty Frisco and that low down Santa Fe. Mean old Frisco and that low down Santa Fe. Come on now, baby, you gotta take me, baby, away. I'm going there down to Memphis, gonna see my baby there. Going to Memphis, gonna see my sweet baby there. Come on now, honey, baby. You gotta, come on, you gotta play fair. Come on there. you, thank you. Woo!
My brother.
Hey, buddy.
That was, come on, man. I hope you all got a guitar lesson right there. Listen, it was our privilege to have these guys in the Madhouse. Kerry, I can't thank you enough.
Thank you so much. Thank
It
you.
was
Thanks.
incredible, incredible. All you slide players out there, there's the master right there. So go out, pick yourself up a couple of these CDs, go on the website, and check these guys out. As you just heard, you will not be disappointed. So, guys, I thank you all, David, everybody. Thank you so much. It was a privilege and a pleasure to have you here. So, I wish you all peace this week. Have a blessed week. And I can't thank these guys enough. And check them out. Go on their website, go to their gigs, and check them out. You will have a great night. So, we're going to sign off with the Maverick Soul right now. Have a great one. I don't know. Someone's signaling. I guess we're going to do a joke. Yeah. Have a good night. Stay tight.